This has been the intention from the beginning. The first time I reached out to you was because I wanted to get you to do this with me, brother. And because I enjoyed your company, I engaged with you along the path, and I learned and grew from you. I loved it, but with the intention that I always wanted to get you to get together with me to have a share like this. I'm grateful for you making the time for me today to share some love and kindness with me, because I know you practice this. And so I like to dialogue with people who practice this, because it's helpful for me and always for the other. It's always a mirror in a relationship. So if I can feel a positive sensation from the moment that I spoke with you, I was sharing things with you that I never had shared yet with people. And so I already knew that there was a relationship there. I already felt and sensed a relationship there that was different. So I knew and was willing and open to engage with you in any way that I could, that you would allow. I'm grateful that we're having this time to get together today, to just share brotherhood with each other, and even like talk about some plans, because that's my intention is when, you know, two people come together, they can create something better together than they can as individuals.
We bring out the best in each other. And if you're benefiting, I'm benefiting too.
Right.
We've been into this together since day one, bro. And I'll say it over and over again. I won't get tired of letting you know that I'm grateful for you too, John. I've only been supported in my process by experiencing you in relationship. And I know that holds true for so many others that get the chance to experience you as well. Because you are consciously in the intention of supporting others in being their best. And the moment that that awareness clicks on and it becomes an intention of ours to give, well, we just begin to give so much more. And you're giving so much, bro. I can feel that. So thank you.
That's it, brother. You know, when two conscious beings come together, you know, it's feeding time. It's nourishing time. It's healing time. It's loving time. Because when a being that's practicing unconditional love meets another being that's practicing unconditional love, they are spiraling together.
That's where 1 + 1 = more than 2.
That's nature's energy. That's natural energy. That's hydrogen. H3, structured water, natural energy, just the light of the sun here. The light of the sun converts the water from H2O to H3O. It is nature that does that. That's just nature's energy, the energy of love. That's the loving gift that we get from nature. If we share that love with each other, it's the same energy with each other. I get it from Mother Earth by my feet on the ground. And I get it from any loving relationship I engage with. It's the same energy. Nature's energy, natural energy, loving energy, right? I can connect to it in my live natural food. I can connect to it in my emptiness when there's no nourishment but the nourishment of the prana, the nourishment of what? The God. Or I can take it from a natural stream, from a fluid of a living being, the fluid of a fruit or a vegetable, the fluid of yourself. Your own waters are structured, energetic, electric, natural. Nature's energy is natural. It's H3, it's structured water. It's love energy. It's in relationship with physical things, like affinity of electrons and protons, like at the molecular level. There's affinity and electricity and changing of nourishment. We're nourished from the material, we're nourished from the idea. I believe I need protein, then I do. I believe I don't, then I don't. You believe you need to do this to be healthy, then you do. You don't believe you need that to be healthy, then you don't. You've got to create in your mind, in your consciousness, a way for you to get out of the matrix. Because the man has created a matrix for you in your mind that doesn't allow an escape. And in that trapped space, the mind has no power. Until the mind recognizes that it's free. It has to feel free. And this happens when you change the mind from the program that it's received through education, through trauma, through experience. This is how the mind has been shaped and created, and we're living in it. We have to find a way to escape, let go of what we know to get something else. This only happens in truth. Only happens in true reality, not in mixed up reality of mind. This is illusion, the mind. This is illusion. We thinking we are mind. We are not mind. We are the energy. We are the electron. Right? The electron doesn't eat. It goes around the proton forever, indefinitely. It is naturally source fed. It doesn't think. It just is. It is to be, not to think, to be. Like the tree. Is the tree thinking about me? The tree is just breathing, and it's taking from me my carbon dioxide. And it's giving me oxygen. It's what it does. It is just present. It is just breathing. Just breathing alone is presence. Just breathing alone is love. It's a redefinition of love that we need, because a human has been taught this illusion of love, that love is between man and woman. Love is getting her up on the washing machine. Love is going to be all about, getting something that you're supposed to get, you've been trying to get your whole life. This videos, movies, media has painted these images to you. What is lovely? The big muscle man is lovely. The sexy blonde woman with the big breasts. This is love. This is the illusion that's been fed. And this isn't what love is. And it's to come back to the reality, to the truth that sets you free. When you come out of the illusion of mind, you come into the consciousness, you come to what's steadfast. You have to anchor. There has to be something that is root, ground, Mother Earth. There has to be some sort of ground inside of human, and that is conscious breath. Without thought, if you observe the breath and just the breath, what is the dialogue that you've got going on inside of your mind as you take your inhale and your exhale breath? If you just come to recognize what that dialogue is, and if it's love or if it's fear, and this is what you're creating. And the practice is to learn to be more conscious of this. This is love for yourself. This is giving love to another, like the tree. What's it doing? Without it, I would die. I would suffocate. It's loving me. How? By breathing beside me. Brother, it's breathing beside me. Just stand beside your brother for a second. Just stand beside your sister in your mind, in your mind's eye. Close your eye and just stand beside your mother, your father, your boss, whatever it is that you're fighting with in your life. It's not the economy. It's not your dog. It's not your wife. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your finances. It's not your down payment. It's not anything. It's something inside of you. It's nothing outside of you. It's something inside of you. Like just where do you feel upset in you? That's no body. Just go to where you feel some upset in you. Settle into it. Breathe in it. Come to presence with it. If you can sit with the discomfort that you have, and you can find some ease and comfort and peace there. Like this is, like seriously, this is as bad as it is. This is the worst shitty thing in my life. Go to that thought. The worst thing, the thing that's ruining your life. Go to the thought, go to the idea. Think about it, pull it front in your mind. And then like look at it and say like, this is what my life angst is. This is the worst thing in my life. Like look all up in it. Like suck it all up, breathe it all up, kiss it all up, love it all up, accept it all. Like this is the worst thing in my life. Oh boy. So what? So what? Is it so bad? Or is it exactly right? Change your perspective of it. Change the way you think and speak about it. Change the way you look at it. Be grateful to it, for it. Say thank you to it. Instead of suppressing it, holding it back, running away from it, not wanting to look at it, not wanting to be around it, pull it right the fuck up. Ask it to come up. Say, hey, I'm sorry I didn't deal with you before. Sorry I put you away, little child. Come up. Come up in me. I want my whole life and all my energy inside of me to come up and be in my life. I want to love you. I want to accept you. I want to forgive you. How you talking to yourself is what it's about. It's about how are you speaking to yourself? What dialogue are you having with yourself? How would you speak to your best friend? If you were just sitting with your best friend, if this was inside of your best friend and your best friend was telling you that they have this problem, how would you encourage them? This is how we need to speak to ourselves. We need to fix it inside of ourselves mentally. We need to make this shift inside of ourselves physically. We need to breathe deeply in it. We need to breathe deeply through it. We need to be present with it. This is love. Love is presence, not what we've been told about love. It's changing your perception of love. We've been given a misperception of love. And we need to get a right, accurate roadmap of love. And until we get the accurate roadmap of what love is, until we reprogram what true love is, we're going to keep on bumping into this trouble and blaming the other, getting high, drunk, stoned, whatever, going shopping, taking a holiday, buying an 8-ball, whatever it is, you know, or a couple of blondes. I don't know. What do you like? This is it. Stop trying to escape it. Sit with it. Be with it. Be present with it. It's not anything to be afraid of. It's the worst thing in your life. Okay. Sit with the worst thing in your life and turn on the light in there and say, you know what? This is the worst thing in my life. It could be worse. Every human needs to fix it inside of themselves. Every human needs to heal themselves by not looking out anymore. Stop looking out for the answer, and the answer will appear.
But we have to be willing to face it.
If you're willing to face it. That's the choice. And that's love. Free will is to, you know, escape it or go into it. Now, the thing is, the road less traveled is to go into it. The common road is just to point and face and, you know, say it's the Muslims or it's the liberals or it's the Republicans. This is the typical solution. Like, I'll just get vaxxed to be safe. You know, like I just, you know, I'll ask what so-and-so said. I'll get somebody else's opinion. Well, I'll get a bigger person's opinion. Well, I'll get a bigger person's opinion. Well, I'll see what he says. That's what it's about. What he says. It's not this. It's not this. It's not what the other guy says for you, unless you want it to be. I mean, you can. That's free will. But not if you want to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. If you want to talk about happiness, health, and fulfillment, it's not from asking somebody else. Your mother, your father.
It's not from anything outside of you.
No.
Because then it's no longer in your power.
It's not something you need to get. It's something you need to change inside of yourself. It's the way you're dialoguing to yourself. It's your day to day. It's your habit. It's your routine. Like, how do you live? Like, what do? You get up and do what? You get up and have a burger and a coffee. I mean, a breakfast sandwich and a coffee, right? That's how you do. And then at lunchtime, you're grabbing a burger and the fries. and you want to know why you're not happy. if something else needs to be in torture so that you can be happy and well, then you will live in torture until you change your mind.
Talk to me about the food thing.
You have to reduce the cooked and processed foods.
Why?
Quite simply because of love, because the hydrogen, H3, is love, is nature's love, structured water. The earth is full of hydrogen, H2O. You know, the planet is mostly water. It's mostly water. It's a water rock. It's a green and blue water rock. And it sits in the light of a great ball of light, the sun. It's in the passage of a light, a sun. And whenever the light touches the greenery here, there's a process going on. It's called photosynthesis, and it captures the light energy and it converts it. And it converts the water that's in the greenery. It up levels it. It gives it life. That life energy is its H3, turning the structure in the water from H2O to H3O. It's a little up level of the energy. It's nature's energy. It's natural love. It's the gift of Father, Son to Mother Earth that creates all the life here. Without it, there is no life. Now, the food that comes from the sun, the plant, the greenery converts it into a sugar, fructose. And that sugar is H3. It's the light of the sun captured through the photosynthesis process and put into a gift. And this is the gift of life. Now, if you take and harvest the gifts of life from the Father and you cook them, then you kill them. You see, H3 is just like, it's like H2O, and then they're sharing an electron from another one. That's how it comes to H3O. It's so volatile a structure. It's nature. It's just a little change from the light. This little change, this structural change, if you heat it, it's gone. So they taught you if you were not tricked and you were put in a room with a strawberry and a chicken, you wouldn't eat the chicken. You'd naturally eat the fruit. Like every other animal on the planet knows what to eat. But if you weren't told you're going to grow big and strong, you're going to eat this. If you weren't told this idea, then you wouldn't think you needed to eat the cooked and processed food, which is really killing the food. Now, when you eat dead food for 30 or 40 years, somewhere around there, between 30, 40, 50 years, it starts to happen. You start to die. Because if the human doesn't take the right type of energy, live, hydrogen-rich energy, then the human will die, will begin to die, and it's a slow, ugly, painful death. That, just slowly takes away the endocrine system, takes away the brain neurotransmitters, takes away the hormonal system and the nervous system of the being in different ways. It manifests in many different ways. And the toxicity of incorrect food. Listen, if you feed a dog milk, he'll get sick. If you feed a rhinoceros the wrong food, he'll get sick. And if you feed the human the wrong food, he will get sick. Now, the human is very powerful. He can adjust to most things. Would you believe that if the human gets a cigarette when he's 15 and smokes it, he coughs and coughs and coughs, and it would never think that that would be healthy for him. But if he smokes that cigarette for 3 weeks straight, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times a day, would you believe that in 3 weeks, he will think that he needs it? And his body will attenuate to it. That's how the human is. Do not believe that because the human eats, that the human is supposed to be eating. Do not believe that the human eats this, that this is what the human is supposed to eat. Do not believe because somebody told you that that is what you're supposed to eat, because the doctor said that this is what you are supposed to eat. Because I tell you what you're supposed to eat, you will never find. Not in the mainstream. Because it goes against the mainstream knowledge. Because the mainstream knowledge perpetuates the mainstream myth and keeps this whole consumerism, keeps the whole consumerism bullshit story going. And, you know, you can all be a part of it, or you can wise up and come out of it. But, you know, when you come out of it, then you are now at an absolute opposition to everything on the planet. And everybody's going to call you a quack, a crazy man, and tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. This is the nature. Because anything that it doesn't understand, it will do this to. This is what the human does. He's been programmed to do that. That's what he does. He dismantles his brother. He's been trained to do it. Through judgment, competition, comparison, through jealousy, control. This is how the human is learned. This is how the human's been taught. This is human love. This is not the white light of our Creator. This is human love. This is how the human loves. When they're growing up, the children, you're going to tell them what to do. You taught them to be like this. That's human love. It's a hue of love. It's an illusion of love. It is not true love. It is what the human knows. To go to mom and dad at the start, to go to teachers next, to go to politicians and doctors and police officers next, government officials. This is how the human learned to be. This is not the way the human is in nature. This is not the nature.
The human in nature?
The human in nature is like nature, brother. Living on the nature, taking the light and taking the power from the sun and the earth. From being in the nature, from being like the nature. What is the nature doing, brother? It's breathing. The nature is breathing, brother, not judging, not criticizing, not thinking, not evaluating, comparing. This is what the man's mind does. This is all the things that the man's mind does. There is no dark force here. There's only greedy men. Greedy men who have taught a lie.
Because they've been taught a lie.
Because they believe in a lie. Because they're afraid of they're afraid of the light. And it's always been that there's always been a king, and he's always been afraid of the light, and he's never worn clothes. It's always been that way. And he's always enforced clothes on everybody else down below. This is how it's always been. There's nothing new. Nothing ever changes. It just changes the people who are playing the game. It's always the same story, just playing out in a different way. Now we've got more technology. And so now there's more enforcements and controls and censorships and different types of controls that are being put on the man. Just because there's a bigger thing to try to control, and they're trying to control it. This is what's happened. They got scared because people were sharing this message. This message was getting more popular, growing too quickly. They had to stomp it out. It's always been an oral tradition. It's always gone this way. It's never been another way. There is no other way. It's only through modeling that this can happen. It's only through sharing that this can happen. This cannot come another way. As soon as you write it in a book, they'll burn it. It's always happened this way. It will be hidden. It's always been hidden. That's how it's always been. Nothing's changed. Only the players. Consciousness is steadfast. Do not worry. The story has changed. The way that the story is received through the media. This is how the human is learning and getting its messaging, through the media. Shut off the media. Watch the media only to see what their messaging is, to understand what they are doing. That's only the purpose. Not to be led by it, only to be led from within. An inside lead, an inside fix, an inside heal.
The only place it can really come from.
From within. Nobody can make another person do it. It's free will. This is a land of free will. But if you are afraid and you choose it, then you gave your free will away willingly. So they can scare you into making an action. That's how it works. They scare you into making an action. And this is how you've learned. Humans learn from fear, running away from fear. Human needs to fix that and relearn from love. Now, fear and repetitive messaging has created the human. To heal the human, it's love and affirmative messaging. Love and affirmative messaging. Fear and repetitive negative messaging has created the human. To heal the human is love and repetitive affirmative messaging. It's the backwards approach. So what you have to do is this person, I want to do something with this person. I want to talk to this person. I want to share something with this person, but I have to wait until this person asks me the right question. I cannot tell the person something if they don't ask. Because they're not ready to receive it. When the person is ready to receive it, they'll ask the right question, then the message will be given. If the channel is clear and clean, the message will be received. If you're a clear, clean channel for the light, then everything you say will be the light. Just clear out the channel. Clear out the channel of mental waste. And clear out the channel of physical waste, toxins, foods, behaviors, habits. And eliminate that waste. Clear out the channel of emotional waste. Clear out the channel of mental, physical, emotional waste, and the channel becomes clear. As you clear out the channel, as you practice clearing out the channel becomes clear. You are brought back to the light. Every one of us comes to the same place. From the light we came, to the light we go.
Brother, I promise you, the time in between this interaction and our next is going to be a whole lot shorter than this interaction and the last. John, I miss you, man. I miss this. I miss getting to be supported by this. You are a fire, bro, and you're burning so brightly. I appreciate you so much, dude.
Thank you, brother. So much appreciation to be able to share with you today like that. So inspiring. Thank you for pulling me forward. I so appreciate it.
I love you, man.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, brother.
John, one last thing before we jump off here.
Yeah.
I'm facilitating and bringing together a virtual summit in September, and I would like for you to be one of the speakers.
Awesome. Awesome. Brother, I would love for you to be one of my guests on my Saturday call. And we just dialogue. You present something that's warm on your heart, something that you've learned, anything that you would like to present, 20 to 40 minutes, 20 to 60 minutes, PowerPoint or not, however you would want to present it. And then I'm going to write notes and ask you questions about it. And we're going to have a dialogue, and we're going to invite people of friends to come and watch and listen and join in on the dialogue. And I'll open up the dialogue to have people ask questions and make comments, and we'll make it into a communication that involves multiple people that we invite to the event. And we do this every Saturday. I do this, like, to try and do this every Saturday. This is my practice. Would you join me for an event like this on a weekend?
It would be my absolute honor and pleasure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I so appreciate that. So appreciate that.
I'll see you soon, my friend.
See you soon, my brother.